Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who. Yes, the third and the fourth Doctors. It's the golden era. You just can't beat Doctor Who, classic Doctor Who. It is fantastic, and you know how much I love it. And this is Carnival of Monsters from 1973. This is from season 10. It's 4 episodes. Before this, we had the anniversary special, the 3 Doctors, and then after this, we're going to have Frontier in Space. Now, this was transmitted the 27th of January to the 17th of February 1973. Now, just a few little side things I'd just like to point out. There's a new arrangement to the theme music in this. It's known as the Delaware arrangement, but it was scrapped. People didn't like it. They were going to put this in and said, no, we don't want it. So they went back to the original Delia Derbyshire theme. It was restored. Now, this is written by Robert Holmes. Robert Holmes, he is Doctor Who genius. I don't think, and I think I make this point quite right, there's never been any writer better in the whole history of Doctor Who than Robert Holmes. He is just a genius. What a loss it was when he died. It really was. He's just such a fantastic writer. Now, this is also directed by Barry Letts. Of course, as we know, he is the producer. Yes, he's the producer. And we've also got the script editor as Terence Dicks, who is another brilliant contributor to Doctor Who. He must have loved getting the Robert Holmes scripts. He must have absolutely loved it. Because they are fantastic, aren't they? Now, the ship used in this that we see, RFA Robert Dundas, had been decommissioned. But Doctor Who had it for 2 days. And then after, it was scrapped. But those 2 days are quite good. But it's interesting how they had to be very creative and make this look as if it was in the Indian Ocean. But it wasn't, obviously. Very good. Now, another interesting point, and I think this is very interesting for how the future of the series is going to go. This is the first episode since War Games, 1969, yes, that the Doctor can actually pilot the TARDIS under his own control. Yes, because of the events of the 3 Doctors the Time Lords had given him, back that he could actually control the TARDIS himself, which is fantastic. And of course, this is important to the whole tone of the series because we've seen it Earth-based. So now we could see Doctor Who as a series going back to some of its roots of travelling to alien planets. And we get to see more of the third Doctor doing that, which is great because we always associate a lot of the third Doctor being earthbound. So it's always good to see Doctor Who out there. John Pertwee, third Doctor, doing what he does. Yes. Now, the cast is interesting as well. We've got just in this, the regulars, we've got John Pertwee playing the third Doctor. And then we've got Katie Manning playing Jo Grant. And again, this highlights how wonderful their relationship was on and off screen as well. They were great friends. And it just so beautiful. Yeah, I just love it. It's just an emotional kind of partnership. You don't get that nowadays, do you? You don't get that feeling. It's wonderful. When I say that, you see, nowadays it'd be sexualized, wouldn't it? They would, but this is just a genuine warmth friendship, and I love that. This is what Doctor Who is all about. You know, you don't have any of all this other nonsense that goes on. So let's have a look at the rest of the cast. We've got Tennille Evans, who plays Major Daly. He's really an actor from the 1960s who just appeared in lots of TV series and shows. Then we've got Ian Marter, who plays John Andrews. And of course, you know straight away who Ian Marter is. Between 1973 and 1975, in 31 episodes, he played Harry Sullivan. Wonderful character. Again, another life that ended far too early. He had also become quite a writer as well. I think he did some of the Target books and was developing his own character of Harry Sullivan novels. He was so creative. It's just so sad they died so young. And then we've got Leslie Dwyer, who plays Vogue. Now, again, another experienced actor who goes right back to 1936. Just a few films that pop up. Roadhouse Girl, 1953, and The Good Die Young, 1954. There's a few films around this particular period, but then it's all TV shows and series. So predominantly an actor in that area. Then we've got Cheryl Hall, who plays Shirna. Again, her career stems from 1969, continues right through doing TV series and films. Then we've got Peter Halliday, who plays Pletrak. Now, he's got a bit of a Doctor Who history. He was in The Invasion, 1968, second Doctor. He was in Doctor Who and the Solarians, 1970, which is, of course, third Doctor. And The Ambassadors of Death, 1970. He was in that, another third Doctor. Then he was in what many people consider one of the great episodes of Doctor Who, City of Death, 1979. Great story, absolutely wonderful. But then he was also in Remembrance of the Daleks, 1988, a seventh Doctor story, which again is highly regarded and loved a lot. I think that has, over the years, Remembrance of the Daleks is really gaining a lot more love, a really lot of love. Then we've got another Doctor Who named Michael Wisher, who plays this time Calic, often used with voices as well, but did have acting roles. He was in The Seeds of Death, 1969. He was in Ambassadors of Death, 1970. Terror of the Autons, 1971. Frontier in Space, 1973, which is the next episode, next story after this one. He was also, of course, famously in Genesis of the Daleks as Davros, which is perhaps the definitive brilliant performance of Davros. That was 1975. What a classic piece of Doctor Who, and what a great story. I think Genesis of the Daleks is just absolutely wonderful. It's cinematic. It is. It's a cinematic story done on a low budget. That's how good it is. It really is. And then the last one he did Planet of Evil 1975. What a great contributor to Doctor Who again. Sadly not with us, but there we are. That's Michael Wisher. Yeah. Now, this is set on the planet Inter Minor. And the Doctor and Joe now suddenly find themselves. They're supposed to be on another planet, and it looks as though the Doctor has messed up again with the TARDIS, as Joey's muttering away about it. But as the story develops, they realise that then in what inside a miniscope. Now, a miniscope is a device used by sort of showmen, which is able to shrink life forms and puts them on display. It's like a collection to entertain people, showing all these different faces. It's like we see a Cyberman, for instance, and we see these monsters, and of course, once the Doctor finds out about this, he realises what's going on. He's not very happy because these have been outlawed. He thinks it's wrong, very wrong. And he was obviously important in trying to get these banned because it's just not right, as he sees it. And that is the story. And it's a fascinating concept. So you get there's the Indian Ocean story with the ship. And that is wonderful. He keeps repeating it, but there's something really good about it. I love the way they've done it. And then you can move into another time zone as they discover as they're moving around. It's a great concept, and Robert Holmes again has to be congratulated for coming up with such brilliant ideas. And this is a story that I think is well remembered. It's well loved, and I can understand why, because it doesn't test you too much, but you think, oh, that's ingenious. This is a very ingenious story, and it is, and it's so entertaining. And again, I say the interaction between Joe and the Doctor is wonderful, and the Doctor is just fantastic. He even does a bit of boxing as well. With, of course, interestingly enough, he does the boxing with Ian Marter. You know, it's just wonderful. I always remember this story when it was transmitted, and loving it then, and I still love it. It's great. I mean, not everybody might agree with me on this. They're probably picking away at the special effects and some of the things, but I don't bother with all that nonsense. I love this. Absolutely love this story. It's Doctor Who being creative, and also a well-written story by Robert Holmes. I mean, what combination that is when you've got all those people together producing this. You can't argue with it, can you, really? So, this came out on VHS in 1995, and there was a DVD release in 2002, and then part of the Revisitations box set series, it was the second one. A special edition was created in 2011. And then, of course, yes, the Doctor Who collection, season 10 has come out. Yes, and it's on that. So I'll show you those now. We have here this. This is just the standard DVD edition. There isn't really much in terms of extras on this. I think that's why it did deserve a special edition. There's the usual disc, lovely disc, and this little leaflet with just a bit of information about the story and or that, which is nice. It's always nice to have that. I still love these DVDs, I really do. But then I love these as well, the Blu-rays. And here it is. And of course, this has a wonderful documentary about the making of this story on here and some more extras. What a season this is. This is just an amazing, and we're going to be going through it, aren't we? Yeah. And there it is, the back again. Absolutely think I love these. I can't wait till I have them all complete. And they'll go match. I'm not going to get rid of these either, because these mean a lot, collecting them. You know, every one I collected as it was released of these Doctor Who DVDs. So that means a lot. I'm not going to get rid of that. And they're nice quality still. But then these are nicely packaged, and the Blu-ray releases, they're wonderful. Absolutely makes you fall in love with classic Doctor Who all again. Yeah. So that's it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and we'll let you know when I put out videos. And if you look in the playlist, you'll see all the reviews that I've done so far of Doctor Who, third and fourth Doctors. Hopefully one day we'll have all the series from the first Doctor right through to the Doctor Who movie of the 8th Doctor. We'll have all that one day. It's got to be years, won't it? But yes, we'll get there, don't worry. Well, if I'm probably kicked the bucket by then when we're finished. But anyhow, so we got them. Now, if you like this video, please give this a like. It gets it onto YouTube and hopefully other subscribers. And yeah, they might like it and think, oh yeah, I'll subscribe. Yeah, all that stuff. And if you've got any comments to say, put your comments down. I'll always answer your comments. I love reading your comments. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see you again.